In the last video, I showed you how to use Java standard library inside Swift, and this week, let's try to use a third-party library inside Swift. We're using the Apache Commons CSV. You may ask, Swift as a pretty successful language should have a CSV library, right? Yes, it does. If you go search for tabular data, it's fantastic, but unfortunately, it's locked behind the Apple walled garden. So you can create a new one, or we can use Swift Java to access the Apache Commons CSV instead. Now, before we start a new project, let's check our version for Java. Make sure it's 21, and your Swift is 6.2. We're going to create a new executable project. Let's call it Commons CSV. Open your favorite IDE, and let's update the package.swift. First, we're going to update the platform. We're aiming for macOS 26. And then we're going to create a new module called the Commons CSV. Now, we are going to add a new dependency called the Swift Java. And then we're going to need another function called the find Java home. If you want to know why and how we're going to do it, you can watch the last video. I can link it inside the description. Now we're adding dependencies as well as the necessary settings to access the JVM and the plugin to tell our Swift package manager what to do. Inside our module, we're going to add a Swift Java config. What it does is a configuration file tells our Swift Java plugin to handle and generate the necessary code for us. Since we're dealing with a Java dependencies, we're going to need some help from Gradle. So rather than using Gradle init, we're going to use Gradle wrapper so that we're not wipe out everything that we've done so far. Now, we can try to run it with disable sandbox. But you may ask, why disable sandbox? Because Swift is safe by default, everything is run inside the sandbox. So in order to let Gradle do its job, we're going to disable it for now. Once everything compiled, we can find all the generated code and filed inside the .build directory. In the output, you can see there's a class path file, which acts the same as a Java class path file. Now, we have also generated some Swift code, which is originally from Apache Commons CSV. And we're going to use the static method called the parse. Since the code has been generated, let's try to get the data side ready. First, create a new directory called resources, and let's grab some dummy data. I'm going to put this link in the description. Don't worry about it. Now we copy the data and put inside CSV file. So our goal is to use a mix of Swift and Java method to access this CSV content. First, we're going to import some libraries, and we're going to keep it safe by having a do catch block. Now, our goal is very simple. We're going to use the Apache Commons inside Swift, right? So first, we need to reuse this class path that we generated, and we're going to let the JVM knows which dependency we're using. And now we're going to use the static method, so we're going to need the Java class. If you want to know more, you can watch the last video. And we're going to use this Swift string help us to access the CSV file content. The string reader is actually a Java method, and now we are able to use the static method called parse and print everything out. And let's do it. And it works. Everything from the CSV file has been printed. Last video I showed you how to use Java standard library inside Swift, and this week we're able to use the third-party dependencies such as the Apache Commons CSV inside Swift. So if you like this video, like and subscribe. I'm going to link the WWDC for Swift Java as well as the repositories. So until next time, bye.